contributions across the board for you guys, but I think we got to start with Ayo Dosunmu, especially stepping in with the blow you guys got with Alex.
Yeah.
What did you see from him in that second half in particular?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he really, played well. I mean, I think with the shooting the efficiency there, stands out. But I thought he was good defensively. I thought he made really good decisions when he got in the paint, not even the scoring part, but kicking it out. And, we had talked, at shoot around, against them that you've got to try to really put pressure on the paint. And I thought he did a really good job at the whole game where he was coming up the floor and there was constant pressure on the basket and on the rim. And then that opened things up for him, and then he was able to make plays from there.
What did you hear about Alex specifically? It looked like it was the same ankle.
Yep, same. I think it's the same thing. The only thing I know is that Vooch stepped on him. I don't know. I believe it's the same thing he had been dealing with. I think that got re-aggravated. To what level, degree, I don't know, other than that they just told me that it's the same foot, kind of the same. I don't want to say he injured it the same way, but the injury that he was dealing with in his foot, it's the same spot. Yeah.
Coach, great win tonight. How hard is to maintain the team focus with all the reports about trades and the rumors surrounding the team?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think our guys just enjoy playing basketball. I don't think that they're really thinking too much about that. I was really pleased with the way they came out. We had a really tough back-to-back and certainly a hard-fought game against Milwaukee, and I think we were disappointed with the way we played against Denver, and they came back and responded. So I don't think they're thinking about that. I think they're thinking about playing basketball.
Really, Rich had that big third quarter. You've talked about the importance of just like.
Is that close enough to you?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Maybe a little closer. Sorry. You've talked about the importance of making sure that you get him involved, especially when a defense kind of shifts and tries to cut off other areas.
Yeah.
What do you think you guys were able to implement there?
He was interesting. And I really respect Vooch on this. Like, a lot of times you can have post-up plays for him, and he'd rather get it in the flow of the offense, because I think he feels like he's too easy to guard that way, where you're coming across, there's some kind of cross screen or some kind of action, getting the ball in the post. And I think there's times he likes that, but I think he likes more playing out of the concepts and then him finding spots, whether it's in the pocket and pick and roll or whether he rolls to the basket and the ball gets passed out and we find him in the post. I think our team's done a better job of recognizing those situations for him, and that actually makes the game a little bit easier, especially when teams are switching or, they were trapping tonight and the ball got sprayed out and then the next guy made the next play and then we found him in the post. So, that's the way he likes playing. He's not one of these guys that just wants the ball thrown to him on the block. He wants to get it through shooting threes, moving the ball, getting it in the pocket, extra passing it. I would say he's probably a guy that enjoys passing more than he enjoys scoring. I think he just wants to be a part of, generating offense.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Billy, we've talked to you about this several times, but Coby's growth in pick and roll and decision making. I mean, he starts the game obviously hot from beyond the arc, and by the fourth quarter, he's making reads and coming off the screen and going downhill. He had those 4 straight layups, and then also just his distribution tonight. Are you astounded by this growth? I mean, this is a pretty significant jump.
Yeah, that's been the biggest, thing that we've tried to, at least on film, show him. There are times that he just does not do a great job setting up pick and roll earlier on in his career, where it was all straight speed.
Yep.
There wasn't a lot of detail. And I think he's getting better now at coming off with some force, coming off and using the screen, also being a threat to not use the screen and reject it. I think he's put, a lot of work into that. On his own, because, as an offensive player, when you've got the basketball and the basket's in front of you and a pick and roll comes, and the minute you turn your shoulders this way, you're a non-player. You're a non-player. And so many players, especially young guys, when they come into the league, they go to pick and roll. That's the first thing they do. And if you watch any great player that's a great offensive player, those shoulders are always at the basket, and they play in front, and then they're able to turn it down or come off. And I think he's getting better at making those reads. And listen, I've said this before. He's the one guy. He deserves all the credit. He works. He looks internally. He tries to get better. Like, I got great respect for him. And I think when you're coaching a guy like that and you're around a guy like that, even though early on, even my first year with him, was he a point guard? Was he not a point guard? Could he run a team? Could he not run a team? His decision-making, all those things. But he knows, he knows where he's got to get better, and he's put the time in. But I do think that he, tonight, was great in pick and roll, all the way around, like getting the other guy's shots, getting to the rim, finding Vooch in the pocket. I thought he had a variety of different things in pick and rolls tonight, which was great.
And well, I got one more. At a rare time, I'm allowed to ask about turnovers because 32 assists with only 5 turnovers, and Io and Coby having 0 turnovers.
Yeah.
That's
That's great. We're playing here again on Saturday, and then you're going to bring this up? Here's the thing for us. We've got to, there's a couple things. We've gotten better offensive rebounding. We cannot turn the ball over, and generally we've had a hard time winning when our turnovers have been really, really high. The biggest thing we got to clean up right now is the fact, and we have not shot the ball well from the free throw line. We've had, too many misses from really good shooters, but we got to stop fouling. We got to the free throw line 30 times, but we put them there 35 times. They got there 19 times in the first half. Like, some of the fouling is just, we've got to be more disciplined. That's really hurting our defense, because now that's how they got back in the game. They shot 11 free throws in the second quarter, and all they're doing is shooting free throws and setting their defense, shooting their free throws and setting defense. We never got in the flow. And some of it's starting quarters early with too many fouls, and they're getting to the bonus too quickly. So that's something we've got to be better at.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.